Jason Tatum is not a superstar. And thanks to him, this series is over. Let's get into it. Hi guys, I'm Grumpy here, and this is I'm Just Saying. So, I just finished watching Game 5, and I have so many things to say, but I'm going to try to narrow it all down. And so, as opposed to looking at the positive, I'm going to look at the negative. The positive being like Andrew Wiggins and how the Golden State Warriors won. The negative being Jason Tatum just not being a superstar. So, like, basically, the way I see it with Jason Tatum, and let me go ahead and get my notes out. I even got my box score over here. But the way I see it is that, and I've said this before, I always was wondering why Jason Tatum got so much shine, because I thought that he was a good player, not a great player, and that I thought Jalen Brown was on the same level as him, and da-da-da-da. And these playoffs have proven me wrong. In fact, this year has kind of proven me wrong. Jason Tatum is an extremely talented player, right? He is definitely a step above Jalen Brown, albeit Jalen Brown is no slouch himself, okay? Let me get my sip of coffee. However, in my best Stephen A voice, or actually just pretend like it's Stephen A saying that, this series would have been over by now if it weren't for Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown is the one that has shined brightest in this series, number one. Number two, the thing that made me not like Tatum in the beginning was that I hate people who seek fouls with the intent of only seeking a foul. So like if you are going to the basket hard and you're seeking the foul, but in your head it is, I also have to make this shot, cool, do that. However, if you're driving to the basket and you just flail your arms up and leave the ball looking for a foul, there are few things that infuriate me more. It's a waste. Like, what are you doing? At least try to make the basket. At least toss it up. There was one turnover where he's trying to basically get the foul call. He throws his arms up, flail, the ball hits the ground, and then they're just running off in the other direction. And it's like, what are you doing? At least try to make the shot. At least do something. Don't just throw your hands up. He's one of those dudes who every time he would hit the floor and he thought he had a foul call, as opposed to running back on defense, he's just standing there with his arms out like, dude, okay. Complain to the referees. I'm trying not to say any curse words right now. Complain to the referees later. You know what I'm saying? Go down, take care of defense. Then after you do the defense, or even foul, dude, then turn around to the referee and chew his ear off, right? Some of the stupid take fouls because you don't feel like turning around on defense because you feel pouty. Coming out like lethargic and apathetic in the very first quarter. And then you start cooking in the third. Then in the fourth, and I had to even like put this down, because I'm gonna go over like my thoughts on like Game 5 and Game 4, because I think that this shows why Steph Curry is a superstar and why Jason Tatum isn't. In the fourth quarter, when things weren't going his way or weren't going the Celtics way, he was doing well, but it wasn't going the Celtics way. And of course, I don't think he's like he's not a ball hog. He's not the one who's just like going to be happy with just his glory. He wants the team to win. Like I'm not saying that about him, right? But it's very, very clear that he just gets pouty and frustrated. So when he takes the ball and tries to walk over to the bench, Draymond Green, and I'll get into him later, Draymond Green actually did something really smart, which was he didn't get aggressive. He didn't like push him or try to reach for the ball. He just very, very like, not quietly, because Draymond doesn't do anything quiet, just like started following him like, yo ball, yo ball, yo ball, and drawing all the attention, getting all the Celtics to stand up and surround him, and just kind of emphasizing even more. He never actually really reached and tried to pull the ball. Jason Tatum just walks over to the bench with the ball in his hand, and he's sitting there with the ball in his hand like, what are you about to do with it now? You know what I mean? Like that, like it's that whole I'm gonna pout and I'm not getting my way and I'm not getting the calls, so I'm gonna take my ball and go home thing. Like, what are you doing? Now, I brought up Steph because juxtapose that with Game 4 when Steph is going nuclear, which by the way, and maybe I'll try to talk about this later. I still am in awe of him shooting these shots and making them, Game 4, not Game 5, because I still don't believe he's gonna make them. And it's a weird place to be in because I don't believe he's gonna make them, but then I'm surprised when he doesn't. You know what I mean? Like he's taking shots where it seems like there's no way he should make it, and that it's luck if he does. And then you see it go in, and you're just like, what in the world? But then when you see him miss, you're like, oh, okay, he missed that one. Like it's you believe and don't believe in both outcomes at the same time, which is weird. Anyway, in that game, there were two back-to-back plays. I want to say they were back-to-back. At least they were in the same quarter, where Derek White fouls Steph on a three, and then Jason Tatum basically tries to get a piggyback ride on him on another three, and he gets no call. He gets up and he flips out as he's running back on defense, even though Steph is not a great defender. That's more of a size thing than an effort thing. He puts effort for it, but he's just not great at it. He's looking around like, where's my foul? Where's my foul? Where's my foul? But then you see him click where he's like, okay, I'm not getting these calls. The refs are against me too. I'm going to show you who I am. That's the like Michael Jordan, Kobe mentality, that all that stuff where it's like, oh, so you're going to stack the odds against me? I'm going to show you who Kevin Durant even does that. Like LeBron started doing it like in the last, like not the first 5 or 6 years of his career, but like after that, after Miami, then he started doing it. Where it's like, so the refs are even against me now. Like they take it all as a slight. Like, I'm Steph Curry. Do you know who I am? I'm gonna show you who I am. I'm supposed to get these calls, and not even the less obvious calls. Somebody rode my back on me to the ground, and you didn't call foul on me. I'm supposed to get that. All right, I'm gonna show you and go off for what was it, 43 that he had? Jason Tatum on the other side throws his arms up, stands there as the other team is running with the live ball turnover, and is complaining, looking around, taking the ball and going home. Like, that's why I'm thinking like he's not a superstar. He has superstar talent. He has superstar talent, superstar skills. But the superstar part of it, like he's a star. There are a ton of stars in the NBA. The superstar is not about the skills and the talent. The superstar becomes a superstar because of the mentality. That's the thing that switches over. And he's still young. He's like, what, 25? So he'll probably like hopefully grow into that and grow out of it because like I said before, LeBron, some of the most ridiculous flops I've ever seen is LeBron throwing his arms up when Rondo pushed him. And it's like, Rondo is 50 pounds soaking wet with rocks in his pocket. He did not push you. You flipped all over the place and you saw it wasn't getting him anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, he still flops a bit, but he kind of stopped that to a degree because he saw like this, maybe hopefully somebody put in his face like this is ridiculous. Somebody needs to put in Jason Tatum's face. You're in the finals and you are trying to get ripped through fouls and leaving the ball on the court for a live ball turnover to go in the other direction. It does not like lackadaisical pass. I'm like lackadaisical, but he had a good third, lackadaisical passes that are just leading to live ball turnovers. And it's fine to have the dead ball, and it's not fine, but the dead ball turnovers where you're doing like stupid passes out of bounds, and not just him. I'm saying the whole Celtics now. When you're doing stupid passes out of bounds and things of that nature, like offensive fouls, dead ball turnovers suck, but they're not as bad as live ball turnovers because now you got to counter and chase down whoever has the ball and hope it's not a 3-on-1 situation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, it is absolutely infuriating to see somebody with so much talent and skill not have the mentality, and hopefully it's coming because I'm a Lakers fan, but you know, I like just watching great basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just that dude. Hopefully it'll click for him at some point, but you're flopping your arms in the finals. Like, let Marcus Smart do that. That ain't for you. If Brown, and like I said, if it hadn't been for Jalen Brown, this series would have been over in 4. Jalen Brown has gone nuts. And Jalen Brown, and funny enough, Jalen Brown is showing himself to be the superstar that Jason Tatum isn't, but Jalen Brown doesn't have the skills that Jason Tatum does. But Jalen Brown's mentality is like in game 4? When it was Draymond acting all up and everything else. I'm trying to remember what game it was exactly. It was game 3. Game 3, I want to say. There was a game where it was basically Draymond was trying to cover Jalen Brown, and Jalen Brown was like, I'm going to give you these buckets, period. Game 3, I want to say. I'm going to give you these buckets. You're going to take these buckets and you're going to like it. And it wasn't anything special or fancy. He just did the thing because in his head, he was like, oh, okay, that's what you want to do? Fine. I'm not going to turn around and wave to the refs about every foul call they missed and did it. Let me stop because I'm going to go on about this for a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and like push forward, but Jason Tatum, you gotta. All right, so that, and I'm actually checking this. I went a little bit long on that one, so I'm gonna go back on it. I'll go shorter on the next two. So moving on, Draymond Green wasn't an ass in Game 5. Golf clap. Thank you. Draymond Green actually played like I don't want to say he's not a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer, I guess. But to me, he's on the border. Like, I think if you put him on any other team without Curry and Thompson, then he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer. However, if you put Thompson on any other team, he might be an amazing player, but he may not be a Hall of Famer too. So, anyway, point being is that in Game 4, Draymond got benched, and I cannot tell you how happy I was to see that happen because, one, he was ineffective. Two, it was kind of like then this is the thing. On the court, he's a jerk. When you hear him talking in interviews and podcasts and stuff like that, he's actually pretty insightful, and I like his opinion. Like, I'd rather hear him talk than watch him play. Put it that way. Talk basketball, not on the court, not talking on the court, because that's just obnoxious, Draymond. But in Game 5, he wasn't doing all those antics and whatnot, and he was actually very effective. He came out, made himself an offensive presence in the very beginning of the game, had that dribble handoff, and that put the Celtics kind of on notice, like, okay, well, we can't just leave him. Because before, and I know how this feels personally, I love playing basketball. I love playing pickup basketball. I played basketball with guys from levels like beginners who like shoot and miss the complete rim to guys who legitimately, I don't understand how they didn't make it to a college team, right? When you're in the situation of playing against those guys who just, they just have fun. They're just, shooting the ball around, but they're not skilled at it. Then you're a lot more aggressive about, all right, well, give me the ball. I can score. I can pass. I can do whatever. When you're playing against dudes who you're like, these guys are clearly like leaps and bounds better than me, you become what Draymond became for the first 4 games, basically, which is as soon as I get the ball, I am doing my damnedest to get that ball out of my hands as fast as possible, and it won't be through shooting. I'm going to pass it to whoever I can as fast as possible, right? Please believe. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to be your defense guy, and I will have to be wide, butt naked, open in order for me to take a shot, right? All I'm going to do is I won't even dribble. I will hurry up and get you the ball and just run back on the fast break, and I'll set a hard screen. I'll give you a hard screen. But I'm not going to shoot, not when I see all this talent around me. And Draymond did make that point. Like, when they were talking about why he doesn't shoot, he was like, I have Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. Why would I shoot? I understand that. And I love that mentality from him. However, you have to be some kind of scoring threat because it is still the NBA and you can't let them leave you so open and you can't do anything about it. And so what did he do? He came out pretty aggressive in the first quarter, had a few baskets in the very beginning, only ended up with 8 points, but those were impactful points just because he was actually involved in the offense, actually scoring, actually passing, and focused on what he needed to do in the game, which changed how the Celtics had to play him because now you can't just leave him wide open because now he'll actually dribble and dunk it. Like in Game 3, I want to say, or Game 4, he was so tentative that I saw him take the ball. He could have easily turned around and just did a quick floater, quick thing off the backboard, and he was looking like panic, and passed it out. And I'm like, even if you take that shot, your feet are in the paint, and you have the ball, just turn around and shoot it. And if it gets missed or blocked, okay. But nobody's going to think you're a terrible player because you did that. You got to take a couple shots. And he did that in Game 3. Much, much better. He is, to me, one of the ultimate role players because he just performs so much better when they're in Golden State. Game 2, he was effective being that typical jerk Draymond thing that he was. Game 3, he tried to do that. Sorry, but in Boston, that did not fly at all. And the Celtics kind of adjusted to where I'm assuming Ime Udoka was like, look, handle it how you want to handle it. Either you punch him in the face or you ignore him. Jalen Brown was like, I'm going to give him these buckets. And that's how Game 3 went. Game 4, he gets benched. Game 5, he's effective without being a jerk. So I like seeing that out of him. And Steve Kerr is a boss because as much as Draymond wants to stomp and kick and scream and shout, Steve Kerr will just look at him and be like, no. So, love that. Now, Game 6. This series is over. Warriors are going to win it. Let's say Thompson first. Klay Thompson actually has been, quiet as is kept. putting in a little bit of work. In fact, let me go ahead and go here. I pulled up this whole thing and didn't even look at it once yet. So like, what was it? Game 5, he had 21, I want to say. In game 4, he had like 26 or something. Like it was, let me see, where's Clay on that? Warriors. In game 6, oh, he had 18, which is not bad. Which is not bad at all. I said at the beginning of this, albeit I got the order of the games completely wrong, I said it was going to be Warriors in 6 because game 6 Clay is going to show up. And Clay, throughout these series, and I guess throughout the history of his career, he just gets steadily better and better and better as series go on and on and on. It's kind of like he needs to see the defenses more and more and more. And then the defenses kind of fall asleep on him a little bit. The next thing you know, he goes off for 35 points in the third quarter or something like that. I see that coming. Also, on top of why this will be it, Steph Curry, for the first time since it was, November 2018, did not hit a three-point shot. He had, 16 points, 18 points, right? So Steph Curry, and you can see him on the bench. He's happy, he's ecstatic, he doesn't care about his points. I'm not saying it in that way. However, Steph Curry does not score a 3. So already, and he had 16 points, so he wasn't doing anything great, all right? Truth be told, his legs were tired. He has been busy carrying this team to game 5 because just like I said with Jalen Brown, if Steph Curry was not there, this would have been a sweep. And honestly, if he wasn't there for the season, they probably wouldn't have made it this far in the playoffs. But this would have been a sweep if Curry wasn't there, and not even a close sweep. It would have been they would have demolished him. He did not hit a 3. He did not play great. He is going to come out with his hair on fire in game 6. Clay is going to come out with, Clay is like steadily climbing, 18, then 21. Like he's steadily climbing up. You had that one game from Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins did his job for game 5. I expect him to be good in game 6. He's just going to play tough defense on Tatum, try to lock him up. But I see one of those classic Clay, Curry, Splash Brothers. Oh God, what do we do? Because we don't know who to cover. And just because of that, Jordan Poole is sneaking to get a few of his points as well. And what is with Jordan Poole at the end of third quarters? They should just literally, for the rest of his career, put him in at the end of the third quarter. 10 seconds left, put Jordan Poole in, let him shoot it from half court. But yeah, Steph did not make a 3, so he's going to come out pissed off in game 6 because they won, but he's still going to feel like he let his team down. Clay has been warming up, and getting his shots off. And I think Jason Tatum is going to disappear. I think Jalen Brown is going to shine. I think Jalen Brown is going to be the only reason that they're within 10. But I don't know what, and this is in Boston, so I don't know why I'm being so aggressive about it, but it's just a feeling I have. Like, they are going to, short of Jalen Brown going off, and I do think Jalen Brown's going to go off, and I think it's going to be one of those heroic efforts from him, they're going to get demolished by the Warriors. Like, they smell blood in the water, and I think they're going to wrap it up. Plus, Robert Williams is hobbling. Like, he had his, how many block shots did he have this time? Like, Robert Williams did the damn thing, or to the best of his ability, but he's clearly not 100%. Grant Williams, ineffective. Al Horford, ineffective. Derek White, ineffective. And they will be definitely effective in Boston because they're role players. They will be much, much better, but I don't think they're going to be able to overcome Splash Brothers. So, thank you guys for watching. I can't wait to see Game 6. I mean, honestly, I hope I'm wrong because I would love to see a Game 7 that comes down to, triple overtime but that probably ain't going to happen. But, yeah, I cannot wait for Game 6. I think Clay, Curry, they go off. Tatum disappears completely. Brown shines. Warriors take it. I don't know about 5. It won't be something stupid. 5, 7. In any case, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Hit the notification button so you can see when the videos actually get uploaded. And I'll see you next time.